slightly milder on December 16th. I just had a whole email conversation with someone about the number 16. Somehow the number 16 came up as an extreme pattern in my case, and it was shown so much that I realized that if there's a 16 going on in someone's phone number or address or similar, it's possible they're not really my friends. So I thought this was interesting because the friend I had the conversation with doesn't have a 16 anywhere in his phone numbers or address. I don't know about his social security number, but no 16s, thank God. I don't know what it is about 16s, but no thank you. So anyway, we got 5 cards to mail. So let me make sure everything's fine. You can't put them in bulk. You gotta, hopefully these all make it. They should. I got cards in there and everything. So I have proof that I'm mailing all these. I put extra stamps on just in case. There we go. They're all in there. So there might be 1 or 2 more cards. So 4 people I sent gift cards to. So I don't really want to spend the money right now, but I feel badly, and it's Christmas time, because of what I've experienced. It put me sort of in a situation of, what's the best way to earn money? And will the universe keep making me suffer even though I'm overly qualified to do everything that I've ever had a job for? So anyway, when will the universe do the right thing by Sharon? So we'll see. We'll keep count and I'll keep reporting. So I just sort of report on activity that I began experiencing the 4th week of Monday, January 2011, when I was made to believe I'd be murdered in my apartment. It was really bad. I thought it was going to be the last night of my life. I actually believe that more than 1,000,000%. Called my mom the next day. I waited till the next day because this happened at like 3:30, 4-ish in the morning, some weird, you know. And my mom and Aunt's phone lines had been severed. Oddly, I got we're sorry, the phone number you're trying to reach has been disconnected. So that added to the horror. I dragged my sister up here and made her like walk dogs with me that day. I was forced into dog walking. It was supposed to be a temporary fix. Because interestingly, and this could be part of the narrative or the story that someone else imposed upon me, and that would be that every job I had bizarre activity, or they keep putting people on my path who are bringing up old dynamics that they need to overcome. I overcame them ages ago, but what would happen, it would get so weird that it's almost like you can see people being puppeted, or like a vortex. It's hard to explain. And I would get the energy. It's almost like God or someone way up there in the universe would be saying, you will no longer be working here. We have to figure out a way to get you out of here now. Now we have to figure out a way to get you out of here. So like a lot of places where I worked, and I had a normal traditional job and everything, then I went freelance. I had to leave because they will bring people in who belong to groups that are part of either family rings or criminal rings or gang stalkers or similar, and they will begin to play their game. So some people get jobs because they actually need jobs. Like me, I go out, look for a job, and I actually need a job. I want benefits, the whole 9 yards. Other people have other motives and agendas. So those motives and agendas could be to try to ruin other people's lives. Can you imagine, like, you're lucky enough to get a job, you know, and then it's almost like it works for people who weren't so, like, as desperate for the job per se. It's like people who aren't as, and it should be the other way around, because there are people who would be incredibly grateful because they're so desperate for a job. I think that's so funny. But employers themselves have certain agendas. Maybe some employers want to show people how fake the world is. You know what, Sharon? We're gonna hire someone named Sarah whose dad was a preacher on the USS Cole, which got bombed in the Gulf. My last name is Cole. because we want you to see like how fake and orchestrated the world is. At the time, I didn't really think much. What I did think was that Sarah was desperately trying to look as if she were the boss, and her job role was not the boss. It was embarrassing. She cozied up to the male boss. She was a little bit too something, acted like his wife and everything else. And to some people, that looks like you're in charge. Those would be abusive rings of people who think that. Professional people who are actually in charge and are mature don't engage in those types of fraternizations or relationships on the job. Do you hear me? So we have people who think, oh, Sarah was, no, she's so out of control, it's ridiculous how embarrassing and immature she was. Do you see how abusive people are used to dynamics that are abusive? Sharon ran away from abusive dynamics, which included a step family that had to be superior to everybody else. And I would recognize immediately when the same dynamics came into play. And so would the universe. And even God. You gotta get out a North American publishing company that uses NAPCO as whatever you call it, acronym. Abbreviation. NAPCO, as if people are sleeping. Oh, we have to wake people up. Show that the world is fake. But they're fake. See? And they're so dumb they had to call themselves North American Publishing Company. Never work for a place that says North American. Trust me on that one. Never work for a place that mocks, say, like yoga habit. Never do that. They're mocking yoga. It's a habit. A joke would be back in the day, if you had really good vinyasa flow or ashtanga, the joke would be like, oh, yoga's like crack. You know, yoga can make people feel good if it's done correctly. 75 to 90 minutes. In the correct sequence, do you hear me? With all of the communal activities that go with it. Loka samasta, sugino bhavantu, shanti, shanti, shanti. Okay? Now, if you work for any other type of yoga joint, oh, thanks, then you're probably mocking yoga or making fun of yoga and so forth and so on. There are benefits to actual, real, good yoga, which should be 75 to 90 minutes at all times. Anything less, you're getting ripped off and you're paying 10 times more. I already know it. So Philly loves to create and hire and promote mockery, I guess. So anyway, I've worked a lot of places and we've had all kinds of different dynamics come into play, or energy lines, or similar. And what if you are a higher level person who's highly sensitive? See how other people think that's lower? I know it's higher. I refuse to put up with abusive environments. I started having to report all that stuff that went on at all those job sites. Even women in transition. See how you wonder, like, women in transition, what's the name of that? And